Welcome to the Architectural Outcast Cultural Guide to Moving to Texas. We have a lot of newcomers here in Texas the last few years, and sadly, all too many struggled to fit in. Now, to be fair, it's not always their fault. They just don't know Texas culture. They don't realize it when they're making major social faux pas. That's where I come in. I got y'all's back. You can keep from making a bad first impression by avoiding these common pitfalls. Let's get into it.
Architectural Outcast.
If y'all are coming from small town and rural America, most of this is going to seem like common sense. But then again, y'all aren't the ones having the problem fitting in. If you're coming from San Francisco, LA, New York, Chicago, Austin, listen up. Better yet, y'all should be taking notes. Let's start with the fundamentals. This is called a wave. A wave goes back to ancient times. When you met a stranger and you wanted to show you weren't a threat to them, you would reveal your empty weapon hand. It was an act of goodwill. It was showing that you were being nice. And when you're nice to somebody and you don't expect anything in return, that's called being friendly. By and large, Texans are a friendly people. The proper response to somebody waving at you is to wave back. Along a similar line, if you ever encounter somebody who looks directly at you and then shows you their teeth with the corners of their mouth turned up, like so, that's called a smile. The smile also goes back to ancient times. When you wanted to show that you were friendly, you would show a non-aggressive facial expression, which for most cultures was the smile. And the smile will often be followed with what's called a greeting, something like hello. And the proper response to a friendly greeting is to smile in return and also say hello. In business and social situations, it's not uncommon to have somebody approach you and extend their hand. What they are offering is called a handshake. And like the wave and the smile, they're trying to be friendly. The proper response is to reach out, take their hand in yours, and move it up and down a couple times, then release the hand and step back while smiling. This one's a little tricky. This is where a lot of newcomers to Texas mess up, leave a bad first impression. Because while the person who offers the handshake is being friendly, they're also using it as an opportunity to judge your character. What you want to do? Look them directly in the eye while you firmly shake their hand. None of this dead fish stuff, and definitely don't try to crush their hand. Firm is all you need while you maintain eye contact. Ladies, don't do the three-fingered crab grip. You'll come off as a Betty better than you that has such contempt for the other person, they don't even want to touch them. Just do a regular handshake. If you're worried that the other person's going to crush your hand or you're going to come off as too masculine, turn your hand over on top. If it's a man, he will automatically tend to grip your hand softly, and you will take a subtle psychological advantage as you're taking the dominant position, which, depending on the situation, can be to your advantage. There are two important words in Texan that it is vital for all newcomers to learn: please and thank you. These words show courtesy. You say please when you want somebody to do something for you, and you say thank you when they do it. Showing courtesy causes somebody to like you, more inclined to interact with you in the future. Two more Texan words that I highly recommend newcomers learn are ma'am and sir. When you call somebody ma'am or sir, you show them respect. When you show somebody respect, it makes them more inclined to respect you in return. It's pronounced y'all, not you all, y'all. Now, different parts of the state have subtle variations. If you pay attention and listen, it won't be long before you'll be saying y'all like a native Texan. The people that live in the houses all around your home, here in Texas, we like to call those people neighbors. And it's not uncommon that when you encounter those neighbors in public, for them to wave and give you a friendly greeting. The proper response is for you to also wave and give a friendly greeting in return. And it doesn't hurt to add on to that. Say something like, "Hello, neighbor." Not long after you move into your new home, your neighbors will stop by for a little visit. More often than not, they're going to bring a small present, usually baked goods. This is called being neighborly. The proper response, you invite them in. Do a little bit of small talk. Introduce yourself, where you're from, why you moved to the area, maybe some of your hobbies. And they in turn will tell you something about themselves. A few weeks to a month after somebody visits you, it's considered polite for you to return the visit. And if they brought you a present, you bring one in return. Baked goods are always appreciated. This gives another opportunity to chat, to get to know each other a little better, to build more of a rapport, to become neighborly. One of the benefits of being neighborly is that in every neighborhood, in my neighborhood, it's an older widow lady, but in every neighborhood, there is somebody who knows everybody and who knows every single thing that goes on in the neighborhood. I'm talking an aunt doesn't cross the sidewalk that she don't know about it. If you build a rapport, a relationship with that person, they will become your best ally. The one who knows everybody and everything in our neighborhood, she watches our house for us. She lets us know if there's anything suspicious going on in the neighborhood. If there's a storm or a power outage, within minutes she's calling or texting, making sure we're okay. I mean, she's calling or texting if she doesn't see our lights come on for a couple days. She stops by the house every so often to see how we're doing, to give us some baked goods, to give our daughter a little present, to tell us about a sale, to recommend a restaurant, to tell us how she's doing. What do we have to do to get all of this? We watch her house for her. We check her mail when she's out of town. If she's not calling us during the storm or the outage, we're calling her. If we don't see her lights on for a couple days, we call and check on her. We stop by her house to visit, give her some baked goods. Our daughter gives her a present. We exchange presents during Christmas time. It's called being neighborly. As you start to develop a rapport with your neighbors, with work colleagues, if you have kids, they'll start to make friends, and you'll start to be invited to social events, birthday parties, cookouts, and whatnot. This is where a lot of newcomers can have things go sideways in a heartbeat. The first rule, football is an obsession here in Texas. You better know what team your area supports. General rule of thumb, the Texans are around Houston, Cowboys everywhere else. But there are exceptions. It's on you to figure out everybody's team. Most of the time, though, that ain't hard. It doesn't matter if you like football or not. If you want to be seen to be making an effort to fit in, at a bare minimum, you should know the name of the head coach, the starting quarterback, one or two other players, and the overall season record. You'll be included in conversations, and you'll pick up the rest just by osmosis. If you're already a fan of another team, you'll fit in just fine, but be prepared for some good-natured ribbing. Now, the way around that, say something to the effect, "Yeah, I'm a lifelong Chiefs fan, but the Cowboys are cool." You'll have a whole new group of best friends. While you're at one of these social events, it should go without saying, but unfortunately in this day and age, you gotta say it. When it comes to politics and religion, keep your thoughts to yourself. Texans are pretty tolerant, but there's a time and place for everything. Your neighbor's kid's birthday party isn't the time and place to start ranting and raving about how much you hate this politician or that politician. You will find yourself on the front porch with the door slammed behind you so fast your head will spin. Another topic you might want to avoid at these social events, if you think that where you came from is so much better than Texas in every conceivable way. Texans tend to like their state. They tend to think it's the best place in the world to live. They're going to ask you two questions. If you think where you came from is so great, why'd you come here in the first place? And if you still think it's better than Texas, Why don't you just take your happy little ass back? You will see two lines crossing each other prominently displayed on buildings. Those are called churches, and they're everywhere in the state of Texas. Unless you're in church, don't plan on doing anything Sunday morning because the state shuts down. During football season, the state shuts down Sunday afternoon as well. If y'all like to have an adult beverage, you better buy it Saturday because Sunday morning, you ain't buying nothing. Sunday afternoon, all you're going to be able to get is beer and wine. Speaking of shutting down the whole state, Texans can't drive in the snow. You get the slightest dusting and they shut down the whole state. I don't care if you come from some place that has 12 feet of snow at the time and you're a master at driving in the snow. Just stay home. It's safer for you because the roads start to look like bumper cars at the county fair. That should be enough to help get you all started. There's a lot more. The key, though, if you make a good first impression, you'll start to make new Texan friends. And they'll become much more tolerant when the next time you make a social faux pas. They'll pull you aside, tell you the error of your ways, make sure you don't do it again in the future. At any rate, I hope I've given you all something to think about, and until next time, y'all be safe. If you all are still here, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. While you're at it, why don't you like this video, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell. You can hear me yammer on about something else next time. And feel free to share this video far and wide.
Please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment.